Don't forget to watch, listen, and write it all down.
Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to be doing section 2.6, where we're doing rates and conversions, also known as dimensional analysis. So this is something that you've done last year in 7th grade. We have 3 important objectives that we're going to do. We're going to go over finding unit rates, converting units, and then converting rates. Okay. So number 1, we're finding unit rates. So unit rates are rates for one item. You've seen this before. For example, if I want to know how much the price is per one box, or the kilometers per 1 hour. So our denominator is the 1. Notice this word per is what's going to tell you what's in the numerator, the one before it, and what's in the denominator, the hours there. And our last example for you is meters per second, so 10 meters per second. So unit rates, these are fractions that always have a denominator of 1. It's how much per one item. Okay, so our second is learning how to convert units. So we're going to use fractions to convert units. Sometimes we're going to be converting across just the metric system, which our first example is. Sometimes we'll be converting from metric to customary or customary to metric. Customary is what we use here in the United States, and metric is pretty much what everyone else in the world uses. So you're going to given this problem, you're going to set up what's given to you as a fraction. So we have 1,250 centimeters. We're going to set that up as a fraction over 1. And we're going to multiply fractions to help us cancel out our units. In order to get rid of our centimeters, like in fractions, we're going to put it down below here so that we're able to cancel it out. And what you want it to change to is what you're going to put at the top. So these 2 centimeters are going to cancel out. Okay, then what you're going to need to do is you need to fill in the numeric value that goes with centimeters and meters. So you're going to use your unit conversion chart, and we should know that there's 1 meter in 100 centimeters. And you're going to fill it in next to the appropriate unit. Now all we have to do is multiply across and divide. So you would multiply 1,250 going across here. You get 1,250 over 1 times 100 is 100, and then you just divide them. Now you can do this in between step without even writing it down. I'm just showing it to you in case you get stuck. 1,250 divided by 100 is 12.5. And now you have to have your units. The one that's not crossed out is your units, meters. And that's your answer. And that was what we were looking for. That's what that question mark was. All right, so let's try another one. We have 1,450 feet. So we're going to write that as a fraction over 1. We're going to multiply that with another fraction so that we can get towards our meters here. We want to get rid of feet, so we put feet down below here. And we want to change it to meters, so we put that up here. And we cross these out. The 2 feet will cancel each other out. Now we have to go look at our conversion chart and figure out what the conversion is with how many feet to meters or meters to feet and fill it in. So it will be that there's 1 meter for 3.28 feet. So this is approximate, and you're going to have to watch the directions to see where you should be rounding. Now you're going to multiply across and end up dividing, and you should end up getting approximately 22, because we'll have to round 22 meters. Let me bring my meters back over here. And that'll be your answer. Because actually when you divide those, I think it's 21.99, and it goes on forever. Okay. Our third objective is converting rates. Now this one is the trickiest one because you're going to be converting 2 units of measure. So you'll actually end up having 3 fractions being multiplied, so you can help to cancel out your other units. So you take what's given. We have an athlete ran 100 feet in 3.1 seconds. Okay. That's what's given. Find the speed of the athlete in miles per hour. That's what we want our answer to be set up as. So that's what I've written down so far. You're going to write, the first fraction will be to get rid of your numerator unit. So the feet are what we need to get rid of. So we fill in feet down here. We want to get rid of feet and change feet to miles. So the feet goes to miles. It's the first unit given changes to the first unit that you want in your answer. We want feet to change to miles. Feet cross out. You fill in your units of conversion. There are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. So now if you stopped here, your units that are not crossed out, we see miles here and we see seconds here. So our answer would be miles per second. However, the problem is asking for miles per hour. So we need to get another fraction where we cancel out our seconds. Now our seconds are on the denominator. In order to be able to cancel it out, we put it in the numerator, and we want to change it to hours. Then we go get our conversion with seconds and hours. Common mistake here is that kids tell me 60 seconds in 1 hour, and you mean 60 minutes in 1 hour. So be careful. There's actually 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. Okay, now you need to figure this out and do the math. To do that, you're going to multiply everything across the top, those 3 numbers, and then you're going to multiply everything across the bottom, and you're going to divide. When you multiply across the top, you get 3,600. Across the bottom, we do 3.1 times 5,280, and we get 16,368. Again, I don't need to see this fraction. You can just do this on the calculator. Then you divide them. When you divide them, you should get 22 miles per hour. And this is the one that I was talking about. I got my 2 numbers confused. So I'm actually going to hop back for those of you who were wondering what I did wrong here. This shouldn't make any sense to you. That 22 should go away, and it should actually be 442 meters. So, sorry for that confusion. When you do that, this example, hopping back to where we just were, when you divide those, you should get 22 miles per hour. Okay, we have one more I'd like you to try. I'll get you started and set you up, but then I'd like you to fill it in and we'll go over it in class. A student ran the 50-yard dash in 5.8 seconds. What is the speed of the student in miles per hour? Okay, so we take what's given, 50 yards in 5.8 seconds. We write that. And we want to change it to miles per hour, so I put that at the end. Our first fraction, we want to get rid of yards, and we want to change it to miles. So you have to go look up your conversion there, fill in your units. Yards will cancel out. Then we have one more fraction. Seconds needs to cancel out, so I put it up here. Seconds and seconds cancel out. And I want to change seconds to hours. You're going to fill in your numbers. You're going to multiply across. You should end up getting 17.6 miles per hour. Okay, so now after you've done this, I'd like you to try the following problems. Page 119, numbers 23 through 30, and I want you to check these answers. Make sure that you get these answers. See how you're doing. We go over more questions in class, and that's it. Have a good one.